This video is part of the Innovators speaker series given after several recent lectures at the Royal College of Art's Innovation, Design and Engineering program, the Lucent School of Art Design and the ENPC PhD MBA in Paris program. Thank you, Greg, for taking the time to speak with us.
Sure.
Let's start with a deceptively simple question. Why is good design so important?
Design is a mechanism essentially for having an emotional response connected to a product. And the simple answer is, I guarantee if you think about it, you could tell me exactly what the chair is your mom or your dad sat in. You could tell me the color of the bicycle that you had as a kid, and you're emotionally connected to that. Now those designs are important because if you're essentially developing a company around something and you develop a design style or a design language, that's not only a piece of the whole puzzle. That is the thing that everybody remembers, and they use the word design to remember those things. But it's really broken down into engineering, finance, a million different pieces. And so it's extremely important to create something that's important to the customer, and design is the way that you do that. And the people that work in the design program work with engineers and architects and many different individuals to basically create that.
Yes, but does this answer the question of why good design is so important?
It does for the following reason. If a large corporation or an individual who runs a company wants to break down what is good design, the analytical capability to do that within the context of engineering or marketing or finance is a process. And to do that effectively and to know what quote, good design is basically means that you can put your finger on what is important for your firm or what is good for your firm. And that allows you to continue to develop new products, evolve your company, and this isn't some special or magical thing. There's actually a little bit of a science to it, and there are master designers who can effectively do this. And when you work with these people, and you work with these firms, you basically create something that's of specific and intimate value to your firm.
So how does this affect clients and end users?
Well, it's funny because when you say your clients, you're essentially saying the clients of the firm. Why is this important for the customers of the firm that you work with? They identify with things based on their immediate visual and emotional responses. This isn't easy to quantify. And the simple answer is, look at a simple light bulb, right? The shape of a light bulb and all of the things that are effectively created around the light bulb itself. You have an emotional response for it. Think about it, if you have a great idea, there's a light bulb over somebody's head. But think about it more, let's say, more realistically for the times that we live in. If a person sees a Ferrari, or a beautiful building made by Frank Gehry, there's an emotional response to that. And there is emotional response to that because it's a specifically designed, engineered, and created product. And being able to get to that point where there's a unique identity for something is not just magic, it's a process. And to be able to quantifiably analyze, it's a value to the firm, it's a value to the clients, and then everybody ultimately is happy in that process.
So how does design, engineering and finance contribute to the idea of good design?
Well, good design basically is a mechanism for creating a conversation. And that conversation is about specifics related to engineering, aesthetics, finance, the whole thing. And when a group of individuals sits down and says, well, this isn't good and this is important, it basically creates a dialogue between all of these parties. Good is a misnomer, but it's very valuable. And it's valuable because an engineering person knows what's good, a finance person knows what's good, an aesthetics person knows what's good. But the final output or the ultimate end product can only be summed up in some ways as good or bad. The criteria isn't constantly or easily discussed when you just point at something and say, well, that's really good. These conversations or these capabilities are extremely important when a firm, a government, anyone, is creating something new. Good really is an easy way to discuss new.
What kind of criteria can be used to address determining what is a good product?
If a criteria is used, then yes. Again, when we work with people, the ability to have a conversation about a specific criteria sets the ground. And the typical example is something like a Ferrari or a Renzo Piano building, Frank Gehry building, something like that. There are specific criteria that can be used. You can look at things like the aesthetic analysis, colors, materials. You can look at the engineering capability, structural analysis. analysis. You can look at the financial implications about how it's essentially put together. All of these things allow for a decision maker, a firm, a board, to be able to say, this is good and this is what we're going to go with. And it really is about the conversation that takes place during those analysis.
So how should firms that are trying to truly embrace the innovation process deal with failures?
Well, ultimately, if someone's going to come to us and ask, how are we going to do this, then these criteria are the easiest to use. The best kind of example of this is, let's say that a firm is heavy in R&D. Okay? And the example would be something like Edison. Now, Edison did tens of thousands of researches or tens of thousands of mistakes over and over and over again. He constantly did, shall we say, invention processes. And those invention processes allowed him to understand failure. Now, failure in the context of design is extremely important. And this is what some firms forget. In fact, they constantly forget this. People forget that the necessity to try and fail is part of the design process. And it allows good design to ultimately come through. That process is absolutely necessary. And to the extent that firms can invest or look to the R&D process to take the cues, to go through the necessity, go through the steps, is what will ultimately define a good design. And the best example are things like cars, or even something as simple as your camcorder, or something as your shoes. Countless examples where investigations and failures have taken place. And in that process, a truly good product comes out. And these are the type of things that, if they're not done, produce what you might consider not so good, or sometimes even bad design. And people have to be involved, users have to be involved, and everyone has to come together for that process to make those decisions of essentially what's good, understand how those are invested in, and then ultimately producing those amazing products.